What is up, GOAT World? It's me, your boy JDZ, and I'm back at you again with another GOAT Format video. This is a new series. It's called GOAT Format Rated. On GOAT Format Rated, I'm going to take the time to rate different aspects of GOAT Format. Either it's going to be a top 10 or it's going to be a tier list based on different aspects of the game. So on this episode, it's going to be rating the cover art. Never judge a book by its cover. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to be rating the cover art for all of the core sets of GOAT Format. How I'm going to do the rating is going to be a tier list, and it's going to be based on the card itself. Okay, not necessarily the pack that it came from, but the card itself and how fitting it was for that card to be the choice to be the cover art. You know, you can't just be slapping anything on the cover. That's a very prestigious position. Okay, so here's a tier list. On the S plus tier, I got nailed it if it's just a perfect fit. On the A tier, I got pretty good. On the B, I have mega mid. On C, I got that could have been better. I don't know, maybe it's trash. And on the D tier, I have dumpster juice, so it probably should not have been on there at all. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna hop on into it, but first make sure you go ahead and get on the like button, get on the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. We are so very close to 6,000. I would like to see that hit sometime in this year and beyond. So we're trying to make it to 6,000. We're gonna do something special for 6,000. All right, so let's hop on into it. So pack number one, the iconic, the legendary Legend of Blue Eyes. And I gotta stop right there for a second before we even go any further. How cool is that? That's some cool marketing to call your very first set. They knew they had a banger on their hand. They knew this game was going to be a fantastic game, and they went ahead and named the very first set Legend of whatever. That takes some gumption to call the very first one Legend, okay, but they call it Legend of Blue Eyes. As you know, I'm a team Kaiba. I'm a Kaiba stan. I love me some Blue Eyes White Dragon. So calling the set, it could have been Legend of Dark Magician. That just doesn't hit as hard. It could have been Legend of Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, that doesn't hit as hard, but they call it Legend of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And of course, they had to feature the Blue Eyes White Dragon on that cover. I think they nailed it. I gotta put that absolutely up here in the nailed it. Blue Eyes White Dragon was a menace for his time. You know, it actually had some meta relevance later on from what I understand, but I can't think of a better card they could have put in this set. You know, they always would like to take ultra rares, usually like a boss monster variety, and put them on the cover, and I think Blue Eyes White Dragon being on the Legend of Blue Eyes was a nailed it. 3,000, 2,500 Engine of Destruction. Yeah, Legend of Blue Eyes, come on, that's an opening shot, very iconic, gotta be in the nailed it category. Okay, moving on, we have the next set that came out was going to be Metal Raiders. Metal Raiders actually had Black Skull Dragon. Black Skull Dragon, this one, I'm not feeling it. Off the rip, I'm not feeling it. I think the card is cool. I don't know if it, comparing it, you know, Legend of Blue Eyes, and you come out and lay a fat dud, and you bring out Black Skull Dragon. I don't know if kids are beating down the target trying to buy the Black Skull Dragon pack, but whatever. Black Skull Dragon, fusion monster, 3,200 attacks, pretty bulky, you know, beefy boy. I'm gonna put him at mega mid. I'm gonna put this guy at mega mid. I'm gonna put him at could have been better. I'm gonna put this thing as could have been better because I'm gonna say that because I think the Summon Skull. Okay, Summon Skull came out in Metal Raiders, and that's another extremely iconic card. I think the Summon Skull could have been the cover art of this. I don't think the Black Skull Dragon was fitting enough to the game to be in that coveted position. So I'm gonna put that boy at a could have been better. Shout out to you, Black Skull Dragon. I think that's pretty trash. I think that card looks ugly, by the way. I don't think it looks cool. I don't think it was played that often. I think it is just a bad choice to be on the cover art of that illustrious pack. You know, there are other cards they could have used, Summon Skull being one. Summon Skull rarely gets any love. He's very iconic in his lightning situation. Okay, next we have the Magic Ruler, or Magic Ruler. I call it Magic Ruler. Everyone calls it Spell Ruler because, you know, lawsuits and legalities and whatnot, but they decided to put the Relinquished on here. The Relinquished coming in as a cover art, and I'm gonna go ahead, you know what, I don't want to be too biased, but this is my tier list. Make sure you get down to the comments and tell me what you guys think, but this is my tier list. I gotta put this up here in the nailed it, man. They absolutely killed it with the Relinquished being on there because Pegasus was playing it. You got to remember, you know, this is back in the day, so the TV show was running parallel to the cards being released, and everyone was all up into the Duelist kingdom, and seeing Pegasus coming out with this Relinquished, and everybody wanted the Relinquished, such a chase card. Having that thing on the cover, I think, was super fitting and told the story of the Spell Rulers pack. That was the first set that Ritual Monsters did come out, so having a Ritual Monster on the set also kind of told the story of that set and what it was going to be like. So I think that is an absolute nailed it, having the Relinquished as the cover art. Shout out to Spell Ruler. Okay, moving on to the Pharaoh's Servant. The Pharaoh's Servant just dropped on us, and they had Thousand Eyes Restrict. Thousand Eyes Restrict, Fusion Monster, GOAT format staple, iconic GOAT format card. Just for that, I should put him up in the nailed it. I think I might have to. Oh my goodness. Thousand Eyes Restrict, same thing, for the same exact reason I said about the Relinquish. I kind of have to double down on that for Thousand Eyes Restrict because it was a feature on the show. It was pretty good, and it came out, and the card was, I remember people seeking after this card being a chase card. People wanted this card. Thousand Eyes Restrict kind of shaped and warped our entire format, so I gotta allow him to reign supreme as a nailed it. This card is fantastic, so I'm gonna put him up into the nailed it category because the card is good. It was well suited to be on the cover, and it is a iconic card, so it's got to be on the nailed it. Okay, moving on to Labyrinth of Nightmare, coming out after the Pharaoh's Servant. Labyrinth of Nightmare was the first set to elect to put a non-monster card on as a cover art using the Mask of Restrict, and for that I'm going to put it immediately into the dumpster juice pile. Okay, dumpster juice for that one. I think the card looks ugly. Okay, I think it's a trap card. It doesn't fit the motif of having like a boss monster as the cover art. Two, the card isn't very good. The card kind of sucks and never really had any true meta relevance, you know. So for those reasons, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Mask of Restrict as a staggering dumpster juice. Okay, that's the very first dumpster juice I'm gonna put on here. Again, trap card doesn't look cool. The card wasn't good. Shouldn't have been cover art. I think there are other cards in the Labyrinth of Nightmare set that could have taken that position. I don't know. Maybe Dark Necrofear could have been on there. Dark Necrofear is an iconic card that was featured on the show. That looks cool. That would have suited. That would have been well suited to be on the cover of that pack. I don't know. Or maybe how about, you know, they're obviously trying to sell the whole mask motif. You know, that was going on. You had Mask of Dispel, Mask of Restrict, Mask of the Accursed, all this stuff. How about you go ahead and slap the Mask Beast on there as a cover art in this set? So maybe the Mask of Restrict was a mistake. I don't like that. They should get that out of there, and they should have put something else. Cool, but it's too late now. This is history. This is what it is. If Labyrinth of Nightmare is your favorite set and you love Mask of Restrict, make sure you get into the comment section and let me know how wrong I am after you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. All right, moving on. We have Legacy of Darkness, again electing to continue this trap motif that I absolutely do not enjoy. I wish they would just maintained monsters throughout the entire thing, but they try to switch it up and go with two traps. I will put this one as a bit higher because Last Turn's artwork is absolutely fire. I love the way that card looks. I think it is dope. I think having Hino and the spirit monster kind of telling the story of, hey, we're the spirit set, we got this, we're introducing spirits, we're dropping spirits on you guys, and we got these two cool cards on here. Why not use one or the other in the cover art? You know, why not have Yamatata Dragon on there, or Hino Tagada Gata Zasuchi on there, or something like that, instead of having both of them culminating in Last Turn? I think that's better than the Master Restrict because it just looks cooler and the card is better. And but still, having that as the cover art, I think is incorrect. Maybe they should have put Hades, the Dark Ruler Hades could have been on there. I think Yamato Dragon or Hino Kaga Dasuchi should have been the cover art of the set. Mistakes were made. Okay, moving on to the Pharaonic Guardian. The Pharaonic Guardian elected to put the level 5 2000 attack Hellpoemer on the set. Hellpoemer was the cover art of that set. I'm going to throw that directly into the dumpster juice category as well because, and I will say this because I freaking hate this card. I hate the way it looks. I think whenever Yu-Gi-Oh, we're always trying to go into the Magic the Gathering bag and kind of do what Magic the Gathering is doing with their artwork and stuff. I think that's when they end up with cards like Hellpoemer. You know, we kind of get away from what we were trying to do and try to do what they were doing, and it just fails because the card looks very stupid. You know what I'm saying? The effect is also quite stupid, and it's just a stupid card in general. Oh, super leathery California raisin look. This guy wants to be a e-girl so bad. This guy wants to be a Xenobite so bad. This dude is so trash. I don't like Hellpoemer. I don't think this card should have been on the cover of that set. I don't think it tells the story of what that set was trying to do. It's way off base. It's way off motif. You know what I'm saying? I got an idea. You got a card, you got a set, and it's called Pharaonic Guardian. how about you put a card named Guardian Sphinx on the cover of that set that came out? That would have been a 10 out of 10, nailed it, but instead they went for a 10 out of 10, failed it. Dumpster juice for the Pharaonic Guardian. Hate to see it, you know, but that's how it is. We keep it moving. All right, moving on to the Magician's Force. The Magician's Force bringing out the Dark Paladin alternate art. You know what I'm saying? The Dark Paladin, I guess this is the real art. There's a whole controversy about the art of the Dark Paladin, but this is the Dark Paladin that they got on the cover of that, and I think that's cool. I'm gonna put that as a strong, that's a pretty good. I gotta put a Dark Paladin as pretty good because that guy was a super chase card. I remember everybody wanting the Dark Paladin. I would have put him at, you know what, I might have dip it down to a mega mid just because they had that little line on there. You can't Stein for this guy, you can't Magical Scientist for this guy, you can't Metamorphosis for this guy. That kind of pisses me off, you know, just think about, yeah, you know what, for that, get down here to the mega mid situation, because I'm not trying to make you the correct way. I just don't want to do that. I'm not trying to go out of my way to bring out Dark Paladin, but if you can pull it off, man, the guy goes hard when he can make it happen for himself. But man, I'm not feeling it. So, but the card does look cool as hell, and he is powerful, and he is iconic. You know what, we gotta bump him right back on up to the pretty good. So Dark Paladin, we're gonna put him as the pretty good cover art. I think he carried that case. I think a lot of people bought a lot of Magician's Force specifically because they saw the picture that was on the cover of that, and they wanted that Breaker the Magic Water, etc., etc. So I got a shout out to the Dark Paladin. Magician's Force, man, that's a sick set. I love that set. All right, moving on to the next set, another one of my favorites. All these cards are my favorites. I love these packs. I love looking at these iconic packs. They take me straight on back to a happier time in my life when I was a young warthog. But so we're going over to Dark Crisis, and Dark Crisis is going to have the Exodia Necros. The Exodia Necros, that card was such a menacing looking card. I think it was a cool card. I think that's cool. I'm gonna have to put him at the mega mid situation though. I'm gonna have to put him at mega mid simply because it's cool, but the card absolutely stinks. But I think if they wanted to nail it, they finally should have did my boy Summon Skull some justice and gave Skull Archfiend of Lightning the cover art of this set. I think that would have been a great fit. I think, or maybe a Guardian Grawl, throw him on there since you're selling all this Guardian stuff anyway. You might have gave the Guardian some love and threw a Guardian Grawl on there, threw Skull Archfiend of Lightning on there, or something like that. I think Exodia Necros is just not quite there. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think Exodia Necros is that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
All right, moving on to everyone's favorite pack, the Invasion of Chaos. The Invasion of Chaos is electing to put the Dark Magician of Chaos on the cover of this set. Dark Magician of Chaos, I think, is a great choice. I think it's a good choice. I think it's pretty. I'm gonna put him as pretty good. I'm gonna put that as pretty good. I think that's a good choice. I mean, obviously, there's one other choice that is clearly far superior to the Dark Magician of Chaos that really tells a story of what the set was all about. That was at an ultra rare rarity as well, you know, because they all these cards are ultra rare. If you didn't know, no secret rares, no super rares, all ultra rares. So there was another card that came in at the ultra rare rarity that really told the story of this set, and that's none other than Insect Princess. Okay, Insect Princess should have been the cover art of Invasion of Chaos, and it would have really sold a lot of packs. I am cap. No, clearly it should have been the Black Luster Soldier. That's right, Black Luster Soldier came on this set. I think it would have been a fantastic cover art. He got no just desserts. He should have been on the cover of this. But Dark Magician Chaos is pretty cool, man. This card is sick. Look at this guy with his skin tight suit on and his black staff looking like a, I don't know what he's supposed to be over here. Dark Magician kind of getting some love, you know what I'm saying? They kind of gave Blue Eyes some love, named a whole pack out of them, and gave him the cover art. Dark Magician still got nothing, so maybe they're trying to, you know, make up for some lost time and put the Dark Magician on the cover of the Invasion of Chaos, the best GOAT format, the best pack we had thus far. Okay, moving on to the Ancient Sanctuary, and at this point, so maybe back in from Dark Crisis onward to where we are right now, or onward to the end of GOAT format, I think they finally figured out the recipe. You know, take your boss monster, slap it on the cover, sell a bunch of packs. Take your boss monster, slap it on the cover, sell a bunch of packs. So they kind of stuck with that formula. They brought out the Archlord Zerato is in the building, and I remember seeing people like when just tearing open Ancient Sanctuary packs, and people in my local area, they start pulling this card, and I start seeing this card, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what does this card do? This pink winged knived dress wearing angel man, what is this card? It is so cool looking. I want it so bad. Give me more of these packs so I can hopefully get this, and that is exactly what you want to do. But I gotta put my man in the mid category as well, because the card is kind of buns. Okay, the card is not good. It looks cool as hell, but it is so not, and I wanted this card so bad, only to receive one and to be utterly disappointed by how, in fact, trash that card was, as a matter of fact. But as a cover art, you know, I think it's fitting. I think he carried it. I think he did well. You know, for that, I'm gonna have to move him up. We gotta bump Archlord up. Archlord's gotta get bumped up. You know what I'm saying? Because he told the story of the Sanctuary. He came out. He looked cool. Sold a bunch of packs. You know, but the card is so trash. Never mind. You gotta go back down. You're bumped back down. You're debumped. Okay. All right. So you are bumped back down. Okay. Moving on. We have the Soul of the Duelist. The Soul of the Duelist introduced those level monsters that we all come to know and love, with the biggest and baddest boss of them all being the Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, level 8. Oh my goodness, this guy's got to be nailed it. I'm throwing him right up here in the nailed it category of cards, simply because I think it's dope. I think he told the story of the set. I think he looks cool. I think his ultimate rarity because this is a set, if I recall correctly, this is the set where they started dropping them ultimate rares on us. And if you have an ultimate rare Horus, oh my goodness, that card looks so good. And being on the cover just made people want to have it, made people want to play it. You want to track it down, you want to get Horus. Everyone has tried Horus a time or two. The card is busted beyond belief if you can manage to make it work. But it is, you know, it's just hard enough to get out, but once it get out, it does what it needs to do. So shout out to Horus. Love me some Horus. Love me some Soul of the Duelist when they start bringing up the little mini packs and the little small sets. You know, it was pretty cool. All right, moving on to Rise of Destiny. Rise of Destiny had the creator. The creator can just go right on to the mid category because the card doesn't look very cool. You know, the ultimate rare looks all right. You know what I'm saying? The card is not very good, and he's orange. I mean, he's just an orange thing looking dude. Get out of here. You're mid. You know what I'm saying? If I see this card, I'm not breaking down my door to go buy some Soul of the Duelist to get me a creator. Come on, man. I'm not doing that. The creator, that set was really small, and I don't really know what card they could have put as the cover art of that set, but I just don't know, man. Creator, he's okay. It's all right. You know what? We can bump him up to pretty good, I suppose. But man, it's just not good enough. When I think of Blue Eyes, when I'm thinking of the Horus, I'm thinking of these other cards that are taking this position as cover art. I don't know about the creator. Put him at a pretty good. We'll call it there. Okay, moving on to another one of my fan favorite cards. You know, I'm so biased. I'm so easy to read. It's ridiculous. But we got the Sacred Phoenix, and that's clearly going to be a nail. They completely crushed it with the marketing and how they wanted to do it, because the card is called Flaming Eternity. You have an flaming Phoenix, which is an eternal bird, you know what I'm saying, rising from its own ashes. The card is fantastic. You know, being on the cover art as a big boss, it's not, you know, there's not a lot of options they could have had, that other cards that could have been the cover of this set. I think they killed it. It looks really good on the pack that it had it on too. I think those packs came out and they were like that red color, and it really popped with the yellow and the red. I think it was cool, because if you don't know, they stopped putting the Pharaoh's face on the cover along with the card. It was just the card at that time. I don't know if they changed it or whatever, but this is the set that it kind of stopped. All the sets prior to this had the Pharaoh on it along with the cards, but this was when they kind of had it, so you can kind of really get to see what it was, and you kind of can have an idea of what that card did. And back in the day, you know, the internet's limited. You got to just look at it, kind of make assumptions, and wait for people to start pulling it. You got to try to chase it down yourself. So it was a different time. I really wanted this card just based on how it looked and what the effect it did. So that was pretty cool. All right, moving on to the final pack of Go Format, we have the Lost Millennium. The Lost Millennium features Ancient Gear Golem. Okay, Ancient Gear Golem. We're gonna put this. I want to put this guy's dumpster juice so bad. I don't think this card looks good. Okay, I don't think it is good. I'm gonna put it as could have been better. I think just because it's just such a gray block. It's menacing. It was on the show. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, there were a time when this card was featured heavily on the show by one of the side characters, whatever that dude's name was. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I think they really missed an opportunity to put a card that was way more iconic on this pack, and I think that card is none other than the Flamed Wingman. I think the Flame Wingman should have been the cover art of this. JD and Yuki was summoning the Flame Wingman every 25 45 minutes, and then you realize Flame Wingman is in this pack, but it's not on the cover, and no one knows why, because they elected to put the Ancient Gear Golem, who I don't know if he saw some play. Maybe he saw some play in later formats. I'm not sure. But this is kind of when I stopped playing the game, after this set came out, or right after the next set came out. So I really don't know what happens too much after that. But this is where it could have been better. So here is the tier list. Make sure you guys get into the comment section and tell me what you think. I just want to do something real quick and different and fun. And this is going to be a continued thing. So we're going to rate all sorts of different things, all different aspects of the format. Make sure you get into the comment section and tell me what you think we should rate next, because everything is going to get rated. So we're going to do that. And also, maybe if I can get a co-host on here, we can rate together, and it won't just be my skewed opinion. So if you want to be on the show, let me know. Maybe we can do it together and we can rate different things. Okay, but that's all I have. Tell me what you think. Again, make sure you get into the comment section, like and subscribe, and until the next time, I've been JDZ. I play GOAT. Shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.